And now, broadcasting live from the Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyle Studios, this is On the Mark When on the Mic with Mark Saxton.
First and foremost, obviously watching this, now, being a 90s kid, I might be a little biased, but I loved how 90s this movie was. I loved seeing all the old computers and printers and phones, and that was funny to me in itself. I loved it. It was a great movie.
And Michael Spillin.
I mean, the Indiana Fever almost can't catch a break while they're still maintaining kind of good basketball on the floor. They just can't catch a break when it comes to the injury bug. They say Caitlin Clark is making progress, still not even like full participant at practice with the groin injury. Honestly, with 14 games left, why even push it? You might as well just sit the rest of the 14 games and get her ready for the playoffs.
Now, On the Mark When on the Mic is on.
And welcome into E5280 Sports and Lifestyle here with you on this Sunday evening. Apparently we've switched from Sunday mornings to evenings, so just didn't tell anybody. And if you follow our all of our socials, you know when we're coming on your computers, phones, whatever. I was going to say radios, but that's not until you can listen later on the on-demand option, which is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Go over to our home base as well, e5280sports.com. For all of the same goodness, we have our on-demand video tab and our on-demand audio tab, as well as Pro Wrestling Daily, Between the Lines, all of your goodness right there on e5280sports.com, as well as, Mark, some blogs. Rashad Mitchell put out his college football review on Thursday, as it was still weird how it's week 0 in NCAA football. We'll get into that. And also, I got 2 reviews up now, Mark, if you're wondering how good Alien Earth is on FX and Hulu. Episode 3 will drop this Tuesday. Go on there and read the blogs, blogging it up nowadays. So go ahead and go catch those if you want. Mark, how are you this evening?
Fantastic. My allergies got the best of me, so forgive this hoarse voice, but the energy is still there. Glad to be here.
That is, yeah, allergies suck. It's almost the one reason how I like winter is at least here when it snows, it kills everything, and then don't have to worry about it till next spring. But actually, my allergies have been somewhat mild this year, which is kind of weird. Usually I go through about 15, 16 Zyrtec bottles, but I haven't. I think I've literally only maybe taken 5 Zyrtec pills this entire allergy season.
Honestly, I was fine until this last week. There was like 4 or 5 days where the wind was hitting us. The storms were all around, so it was blowing all that crap in the air around, and it got me. It got me pretty good. Got me pretty good, actually.
Cut him down in his prime.
That's right.
A lot to get into today, as we kind of aforementioned, college football season getting up and going, and it. Guess what, Mark? The final weekend of preseason football as well. So they're going to start counting here very soon, and it is a very crazy time in the NFL right now with all of the cuts, all of the trades and releases and stuff like that. So we'll get into that as well. Don't forget, the second half of the show, we dive into the wheel review. We will snatch it up, and we're back it up here in about a half hour from right now as we review our assignments from last week. So we will dive into those. We'll spin the wheel, get our new assignments for next week as well. But it is a time for what are you watching, Mark? What side of the list shall we start on?
Might as well start on the what we are watching, I guess. I think that might be a little bit easier to go over at this point of the game.
Yeah, so again, I'm going to get this one out of the way.
got the Fever and the Minnesota Lynx on the TV right now. CBS, by the way, so it's national. On Friday evening, the Minnesota Lynx got the best of the Indiana Fever, 75-70. They kept it close. I was a little worried for Indiana today, especially coming back, facing Minnesota twice. Obviously, Minnesota, the best team in the league. They got Nafisa Collier back today too, so that's a little scary for the Indiana Fever to face the not only the leading scorer. She's missed the last 9 games of the season, Mark, and she's still the leading scorer in the W. So that should tell you something as well. But
video game stats.
yeah, definitely right there. So it's been a close back and forth game in this first half. I don't think I've worn this one on the pod yet, Mark, but wearing my Sarah Ashley Parker LA Sparks jersey.
Like it. I like it.
Was going to be one of my favorite rookies, but she does not get the playing time she did since the beginning of the season. So, again, that's why we're excited for these expansion teams to give some of these ladies a destination to go to get more playing time. But, of course, and as always, the W still's on my list.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's got to be, especially at this point of the year, heating up. A lot of things going on, postseason right there. Exciting time of year. I mean, it should be on everybody's watch list, and I can't wait to see how that unfolds. Got a lot ahead of us in that area.
There you go. All right, Mark. What's on tap on your list?
Hey, since we started week 0, college football is back. I am definitely watching that. The Ireland game. I mean, they're kind of a who cares colleges at each other. I mean, no disrespect to any of the fans out there, but Iowa State, Kansas State. Yeah, who cares? But college football is back, and I'm excited about that.
Hey, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors got their first win over Stanford in school history. Come on.
Congratulations, Hawaii. I did not see. I was stuck in Dublin, so.
There you go.
But LSU and Clemson next week. I'm a big LSU fan, so it's going to be exciting to see why in the hell they ranked my LSU Tigers number 6. I expected way worse after last year. Had a couple of transfers, but I'm excited for that, and it should be a fun year. I mean, college football is always great. I love this time of year.
Yeah, and definitely interested. This was also I was going to have this on my list, so I'll make it kind of short, but I'm interested to see what obviously the CU Buffs do this season without the brother Sanders, and we'll see what Dion does without his 2 pride and joys on the sideline. So we'll get into both of the brothers here in a second, but
that was on my list as well.
The interesting last 48 hours for the brother Sanders, so we will dive into that. Yeah, but the excited what the college football season is going to bring. I don't know about you, Mark, but I've won back-to-back Heisman trophies in NCAA 26, so
let's go.
I'm just throwing it out there. I might be the number 1 coach. Going for three national titles in a row. So
put him in, coach. You heard it here first. Put him in.
There you go. See? All right, let's dive. I'm gonna go right into the kind of the NFL preseason winding down. Obviously, last weekend for NFL preseason, which is exciting. The NFL regular season is going to get started here very, very soon. Again, a lot of trades, a lot of cuts, a lot of releases. All these teams need to get down into the 53-man roster. So we kind of aforementioned it there. Shedeur Sanders is safe. I define safe, right? The Cleveland Browns, this is the most they've been in the news since God knows when. And a lot of controversy about Shedeur Sanders and the 2-minute drill. He was pulled for Tyler Huntley. Funny enough, Tyler Huntley gets cut. So the Cleveland Browns are going to keep 4 quarterbacks on their active 53-man roster. We all know that super cool Joe Flacco will be the starter this season. Is there an over-under how many weeks Joe stays quarterback, or do you see him outlasting all these young bucks?
You know what? I'm gonna take the under. I think I'm a big fan of Joe Cool just as long as he's been in the league. Overcame a lot of adversity. I mean, he was always the guy that was doubted and just found a way, right? Always found a way to just hang around. So, but I am gonna take the under. I'm not seeing him very lasting very long.
Yeah, especially with all the young guys they have on their roster. I mean, it's just crazy how many quarterbacks they're going to keep. You obviously have Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders, like we mentioned, is in that room. Kenny Pickett, I mean, I don't think he played in the preseason. I didn't see him play in the preseason. And then obviously Dylan Gabriel, who was picked in this draft before Shedeur Sanders. So they're going to keep all four quarterbacks on the active roster. So it's going to be a crazy year. A lot of people are already bashing Kevin Stefanski for what he did to Shedeur, saying they're setting him up to fail. They said they put him out there with offensive linemen who couldn't even block their way out of a paper bag. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there, but a lot of people are already shouting for them to free Shedeur, trade him, get him to a team where he has a chance because they're burying him deep on the depth chart. But I also could see the devil's advocate, Mark, where Cleveland doesn't want a circus. They don't want to be in the headlines. Like, they're just going to bury him safely on the depth chart so they don't have to really hear about it. They might, this bashing in a preseason game will go away next week when maybe the regular season starts. But I can kind of see both sides of the coin there.
Well, I mean, let's face it though. It is like we've talked about before. It is Cleveland. Cleveland sports, it's tough. It's just a tough area. So, in my opinion, I mean, why let that bother you when you got so many other different critiques and bashes coming your way? This should be a walk in the park for you if you're a Cleveland organization.
Definitely should be, but yeah, it's been an interesting 48 hours, like we mentioned, for the the Sanders brothers. We saw Shiloh Sanders, the rookie safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, try to punch a dude, and then literally 12 hours later, he gets cut from Tampa Bay. So he is now on a rookie free agent, just hanging out there. Was it because of the punch? A lot of people are saying with the Sanders, you get a media circus, you get just any kind of spotlight, good or bad, you're going to get when you have these two guys on your team, which again is probably why the Browns are just shoving him down on the depth chart, and Buccaneers were just like, screw it, we're just cutting bait because that's what we're just going to do right now. So punches a dude, Mark, 12 hours later he's cut.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my opinion now, I don't know, what I'm about to say is all speculation, so let me start off with that. But I think the punch was the straw to break the camel's back. Like you said, with these brothers, you got a lot. They're a lot of personality. Whether you hate them or you love them, they're a lot of personality. They're gonna say a lot of shit. They're gonna say things where you're like, I don't know if I would have said that, but they definitely will. So in my opinion, I think that was the straw to break the camel's back for an organization who is kind of on the cusp. They're right there. So they're trying to hang on to what they have, and they don't want any further distraction. I was actually kind of shocked when they did draft them as close as they are. I mean, the last thing they want is the attention to be brought away from what they have been able to do with what little they have. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. Actually, all credit to them. But yeah, I think the punch was just kind of like, okay, that's enough. Enough is enough.
There's our excuse to get rid of them.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
So yeah, just kind of going down this list. 49ers acquired Brian Robinson Jr., running back from the Commanders. The Eagles waived quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Bears, they waived 7 players to make room on their roster. We just mentioned the Browns. They released Tyler Huntley, Tony Brown, Jackson Barnett. They also waived 17 players, did the Cleveland Browns. Vikings released Brett Rippon. They also waived 10 players. They also just signed Carson Wentz as a backup on their roster as well. The Rams got rid of 11 guys. Just so many roster moves to again get down to that 53-man roster. The Bills also released 7 players. Jets waived a couple offensive linemen. So a lot of movement to get these rosters cut down. And again, like we kind of mentioned last week, if you watched the old school show on Hard Knocks and HBO, you know what that cut room deal is like. They kind of censored it in a way. It used to be parental advisory. Now it's clean version. They don't show really the cuts anymore. So that was kind of sad when they took that away. And I'm sure it's hard for these guys to go through that. And maybe, I don't know if they did, maybe it was a vote. I don't know. Maybe it was a vote to say, hey, don't air our dirty laundry. But obviously, if you're not on the team anymore, where there's smoke, there's fire. So people are going to know you were either cut or released or what have you. So a lot of teams paving the way for that 53-man.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of changes. And we're still waiting to find out what's going to happen with Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. That's going to be another interesting move.
He's still sleeping on the sideline.
Yeah. What was it? Shoddy was not a fan of him relaxing on that sideline. But yeah, no, there's still a lot of. And what's crazy is, the season's right at their doorsteps, and there's still a lot of unanswered questions. So that's going to be interesting moving forward. But I'm excited. I think this is going to be a fun year. I think on paper, you got to watch out for the Steelers. I'm a firm believer that it was not Aaron Rodgers. It definitely was the Jets. I'm a firm believer that the Packers' failure to draft well played more of a part than a Rodgers failure. And then you get into that situation with a quarterback at his age in those areas where they're gonna find themselves forcing things and trying to make things happen, and everybody's it's a bonehead play. Well, maybe so, but it is frustration, and they are he is running out of time. So I don't quite put that on the quarterback himself as much as I do the organization around him. The Eagles, obviously, coming back, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. They've got a couple injuries, added a few players as well. I think the Packers, obviously I'm a Packers fan, but you got to watch out for them. They did work. The only team to not get blown out by the Eagles that entire postseason. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, we'll see what goes on with them. Obviously, the Broncos, I mean, hey, anything can happen, in Denver, one way or another. And then you got Buffalo, always hanging around doing their thing. So a lot of different things can happen. Obviously, got Washington, Detroit. The Raiders, I don't think are going to do anything, but the addition with Pete Carroll and Russ Wilson and all that stuff, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a fun year. I think this is going to be a funner year than most in recent, where kind of just wait to see who's going to play the Chiefs kind of thing. So that's exciting for me, just as a football fan. So yeah, I think this is going to be a fun year.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of teams kind of on that bubble. And so we will see who breaks through, whatnot. Some new coaching changes around the league as well. So we will see how those guys turn out as well. So there's a lot to look forward to here in this upcoming NFL season. We just got a fantasy football question, which we'll dive into at the end of the show. We'll answer questions at the end of the show. So we will get to that question here. I will put it on pause for just a second. All right, Mark, what's next on your watching list?
Well, sticking with MLB, Padres won the series against the Dodgers. So, first place. Got smashed today, 8-2. I don't know what happened there. Guess they said we won the series, and that's good enough. But it's going to be fun. The last month of the season, getting ready to wrap it up. I think obviously the Padres, the Dodgers, the Red Sox coming out of the woodworks. The Yankees falling from grace. Mariners, got to watch out for them. The Houston Astros, the Rangers, the Reds in the National League kind of making it go. The Cubs making some noise. So, I mean, yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm sticking on the MLB train. Can't wait.
shout out to the Colorado Rockies, the first team eliminated from postseason contention, by the way. So,
hey, I want to personally thank the Rockies organization for splitting with the Dodgers and keeping the Padres in it.
yeah, they beat Shohei Ohtani pitching. So
yes, they did. They smashed on him. I want to say it was like 8-2 or 8-4, something like that.
Hey man, you don't throw that in the Rockies' face and expect to get away with it.
That's right.
I had a couple just to wrap thing up my list. Shout out to the Taipei Chinese Little League Baseball World Series champions as they beat Las Vegas today 7-0. Their first Little League World Series in 29 years is Taipei Chinese. So shout out to them. Shout out to Fairfield, Connecticut, as they won the consolation bracket over Santa Cruz, Aruba. So shout out to the Little League affiliation as well. Give a quick shout out to golf as well, as Tommy Fleetwood wins the FedEx Cup, tour champion for his first PGA title and a $10 million purse. Can you imagine that? I mean, just win a golf tournament. And you wonder why Happy Gilmore had all those big checks in his car, winning all those to try to get his grandma's house back. So,
one of my favorite scenes in that one. He's like, "Well, we don't have any money to give. It's cool. I'll just take one of those big checks."
Give me one of those. I don't care. And then tying it back to baseball, shout out to Cal Raleigh, 48 home runs. He hit 2 home runs today, so most homers in a season ever by a catcher. What is his name again? Sludge or Slimeball or whatever. Shout out to him.
What was his dump truck?
Oh yeah, the old dump truck. Cisco would be proud of that nickname.
Right. Yeah, no, congrats to Raleigh. And I mean, he's only got a month left, but he can reach greatness. So I mean, he could chase history and be up among names that the greats are only a part of.
Yeah, and I guess if you're a Mariners fan, you only have to hope that like some kind of postseason success follows such a terrific season. Obviously, all those Alex Rodriguez, Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner, Randy Johnson type seasons didn't really result in any obviously championship. Ichiro obviously didn't result in any championships. You had a 121 season and they got knocked out in the first round. So you kind of hope. You're kind of almost pulling for the Mariners to have like a successful season because they've had so many individual. I mean, Julio Rodriguez of late as well. I mean, they've had so many individual strong seasons in their history that you kind of like they need something in the postseason to show for it.
Yeah, honestly, those are one of those organizations I would absolutely love. I think the MLB would hate, but I would love a Padres Mariners World Series. Get those teams in there. I think that'd be exciting. Neither has won, so I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have to travel far either. So
right, and we wouldn't have to worry about cold baseball.
Yeah. Screw that too. How about the final? Wrapping up my watching list. Shout out to the late great Kobe Bryant. It is 8/24. It is Mamba Day. It is Kobe Day. If you don't know what 8/24 is, you're an idiot. But it's because he did wear number 8 and he did wear number 24. I think I mentioned this a while ago. Absolutely hated his guts when he was a player for the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, I never thought I'd even be wearing like a Los Angeles sports anything. But, just Chip was a Nuggets killer. Just absolutely obliterated the Nuggets every chance he got. And then now that Queen James is ruling that kingdom, they cannot even beat the Nuggets at all. So shout out to Kobe. Went out to LA a couple years ago, got a shot with his statue, got a shot of his mural out there. Shout out to his daughter as well. I saw this kind of sad AI generated like butterfly effect, like what would happen, and they had Gigi Bryant holding up a WNBA jersey like in like 2026, like maybe that's when she would have got drafted. So that was kind of sad. Right. But and then, shout out to all the whole helicopter crash. I remember exactly where I was when that happened, January of 2020, like literally right
I mean, Kobe dies and then COVID started. That just should tell you how the world went downhill after that.
Just an awful day in history. And honestly, I was the same way. I absolutely grew up hating Kobe. Shout out to my pop for playing all those video games with me growing up. But he used to beat the hell out of me when he was the Lakers on the video game. And then growing up watching the Lakers just win everything, I hated it. Naturally, that's why I became a Celtics fan. But no, I wish I would have appreciated his play a little bit more while he was playing, while he was alive. I was so busy hating on him.
I know, it sucks.
But no, shout out to Kobe. What a hell of an athlete. What a hell of a career. And I just, Mamba mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was one of the athletes' deaths. Again, hated him when he was alive. Not really after he retired. Hated him when he played, obviously, because Nuggets couldn't do anything against him. Closest the Nuggets got was in the 2009 Western Conference Finals. Stupid-ass George Karl decided, hey, I'm going to put the smallest guy on the roster, Anthony Carter, to try to inbound over Lamar Odom, who's like 7'8". And, yeah, that turned out well. That was the only chance the Nuggets had to beat him, and they couldn't get it done. Yeah, I just remember where you were when he died. One of the athlete deaths that just almost hit me the hardest. And I thought that was weird because, like we mentioned, just hated his guts while he was playing for the Lakers. But yeah, you see all the respect and love he got, especially at his at that funeral thing at the Staples Center, and how many people came out and did speeches and stuff like that. You kind of saw the respect that Shaq does and still has for him. So that it as much as it was sad, it was cool to see all those people who were there to support Kobe and his family. So, and then also, it's just one of those athlete deaths that hit me the hardest. And again, which is weird because just hated him when he played. Right.
Totally relatable. And I think one of my favorite, because every time Shaq talks about him, you can hear it in his voice, the respect and the memories and the nostalgia that comes back. But I think my favorite story was when Shaq got to LA and everybody was kind of like, hey, go talk to Kobe, man. He's not passing the ball enough. This is bullshit. He needs to pass the ball. And Shaq's like, all right, I'll holler at him. He goes, hey, Kobe, guys are pretty upset. There's no I in team. And Kobe looks at him and he goes, nah, but there is a me in that motherfucker. So when he said that and he started laughing, that's probably my favorite story. And but I mean, look what he did to Gasol. In the Olympics, he's like, I'm gonna drop my shoulder and run right through him, and nobody believed it till he did it.
Yeah, and they were teammates at the time on the Lakers at that time.
Yes, they were.
I think he also said there's an I in win too. So, yeah. So shout out to that. Obviously, one of the moments on the court that sticks out to me was obviously his final 81 points in his against the Toronto Raptors. That was crazy. What he scored like 63 in his final game or something crazy against Utah in his final game. And then obviously when he ruptured his Achilles in a game and went back out and shot the free throws, that was crazy.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. Just once again, that Mamba mentality. You could physically see it on the TV when it went, and he still went back out there, and you just don't see guys doing that. And the changes and the impact that he made in the game was what made him special all the way around and what made the game special. So, yeah, just wish I would have appreciated him more.
Yeah, it was hard because he'd always beat your teams and you hated him. So I think it was hard. It was hard to like him at the time, and it sucks that his passing made you like him and respect him and wish you appreciated his game more. But maybe that's what people say. Hey, when you hate a player, you kind of have there's some respect in there because they're always beating your team. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. All right, let's flip over to what we're not watching, Mark. I really honestly don't have much for this side. I just gave shout outs to everybody on what we are watching. So I guess some soccer tournament was one today. I didn't watch that, but I saw the headline.
Yeah, I do know that the Leagues Cup is going on for the MLS. At least for me, I'm watching that. The San Diego FC clinched playoff berth last night, first one to do it in their inaugural season. So they've been exciting to watch all year. They are at the top of the table in points, showing out. They had a couple of players from Escondido, California, where I was born, so that makes it even more fun for me to watch. But yeah, me and my pop have been watching them lately, and really, like you said, on the not watching list, I don't really have much. I just gonna touch back on if your team won in the NFL preseason. Shut up, no one cares. I am sick of listening to the Bears.
Hey, Broncos went 3-0.
Dude, the Bears. All I've been seeing.
So did Cleveland, though.
Yeah. All I've been seeing is how the Bears won, and I'm like, man, like, I can't wait when we're sitting here in December, and I can talk about how there's still a couple of games under 500, and they're still not gonna do shit.
Hey, and I'll be wearing a Bears hat and jersey when that happens. So.
It just bothers me. I'm like, how do you take so much pride in who cares games?
Speaking of who cares, how about this for not watching? So I don't know who it was, some stupid analyst who, of course, given a microphone just because he maybe used to play in some kind of league at one point in time, said Caleb Williams' socks was not professional. It does not show leadership because he had him like slid down a little bit. Dude, who cares?
Yeah, that's one thing. And see, they kind of do the same thing with Shedeur to a point where it's like they pick out the most minor, insignificant little tidbit that they can about the person, and then they try and make it into something bigger than it's not. Judge them on their play. That's what you're supposed to do as an analyst. That's why you and I are sitting here talking about things. If they're going out there and they're not performing, that's what we talk about. I could care less what they wear. I could care less what kind of beard they have or don't have. Come out in a clown outfit. I don't care. If you could ball, you could ball. If you can't, you can't.
I could care less what color his fingernails are. Don't care.
Hey, I wouldn't paint mine, but you want to paint yours, I could care less. I care whether or not you can play the game.
Yeah, so we'll see, though. We'll see in his sophomore season what he does, long socks or not. Yeah, I mean, if his socks are down, the league's going to fine him. Let them deal with it. So it is weird, though, how in college you don't even have to wear socks. And you could have, like, a shirt that shows your stomach and nobody cares. But in the NFL, God forbid, if your socks slide down a little, your leadership gets questioned.
Well, and what's crazy too is don't forget those college players that pretty much just wear those. They don't have any of the leg pads, so they're just shorts. They're just tight shorts. So it's like, I mean, I would rather you guys talk about that because that kid could actually end up losing a knee. But let's talk about Caleb's socks instead. That's more important.
Yeah, last year was his fingernail colored. This year it's his socks. And I got a message here. It says, kind of like Dennis Rodman, nobody cared about his off-the-court shenanigans. No. And if you watch The Last Dance, I mean, they literally had to go pick him up in Vegas and bring him back pretty much dead and revive him and make him play a game. And then he'd go out and get 25 rebounds. And, I mean, granted, there was really no social media back then, so you kind of didn't hear. But, I mean, God forbid if LeBron was partying in Vegas, we would know about it. Literally, someone would be filming it live. We would know about it. I mean, we know when that dude picks his nose. So that's just kind of how it is nowadays compared to the mid '90s when you really didn't know about it until maybe a couple days after.
Yeah.
Or like after the game, Jordan's like, yeah, I mean, we had to go pick Dennis up in Vegas. I mean that. Unless somebody said it on the team, nobody really knew about anything.
And listen, in today's day and age with pronouns and this and that, could you imagine what would have came out when he married himself? I mean, dude, the internet would be on fire.
That's why
That's why he was called the Worm. That encapsulated everything that he was about. The Worm.
It would be, I think the world missed out on that one. Unfortunately, I think we could have used that, especially during the COVID years. That would have been some prime talking points in entertainment.
Yeah. So, and it kind of was, because the COVID is when The Last Dance was released. So we kind of had an insight as to what was going on there. And again, we wouldn't have known about it unless, really nobody knew about it until The Last Dance even came out.
Right.
So there you go. All right. So that wraps up What Are We Watching? Again, shout out to everybody who was on our watching list. Didn't really degrade anybody, except for people dogging on Caleb Williams socks. So there you go. Any final thoughts before we move on to our entertainment portion?
I think we're good to move on. I'm excited about the entertainment portion this week.
All right. So if you're new to the program, second half of the show, we switch gears. Don't have a produced intro just yet, but we'll spin the wheel, review, get our assignments for next week. I guess we're still checking the cinephiles, as still weird as that is. But so last week, Mark landed on Snatch, the movie with Brad Pitt. I landed on We're Back, a dinosaur movie. Came out in 1993. I was 6 years old. I don't know what grade that is anymore, but I had to watch that. I have a lot of comments about that. But Mark, why don't you break? It's been a while since I've seen Snatch, but how'd you like it?
Honestly, I enjoyed it. It reminded me a little bit of a Tarantino movie with the different vantage points and showing different. They had like 3 different stories going on that all ended up merging into one. Taking place in London in the early 2000s, and there was a diamond heist that had taken place, and they were trying to move this diamond, but there was also a big boxing match going on where I don't know. Do you call it? Is it the mob in London? I don't know. I don't know what you call those guys, but the mob in London was trying to set up a fixed fight, and Jason Statham wanted to buy a office, which was really, I don't know, like a fifth wheel, and in that time they got cheated when they went to go buy one by a guy named Mickey, which is Brad Pitt's character, who was Irish, but not English. And I think they called them pikeys in the movie. I'm not from England. I don't know if that's a slur or not, so forgive me on that. But you couldn't understand anything these guys were saying.
Especially
they ended up selling them. They ended up selling them that fifth wheel as they were taken out of the parking lot. The entire axle and wheels fell off of this thing, and it cost them $10,000. So they ended up having Mickey go into the fixed fight. Before that, they beat the hell out of the boxer that was supposed to be in the fight. And in one punch, Mickey was this, I don't know, 150 pounder, 160 pounder, ended up beating a heavyweight with one punch, breaking his jaw. So they got Mickey to take over for the fight. So his job was to lose in the 4th round, gets in that fight, knocks the piss out of this guy in the 1st round, ends up winning the fight, causing Jason Statham to be in debt to the mob. All this is going on. The diamond still is trying to be moved. The guy that stole the diamond has a gambling issue. So the Russians find out what's going on, and they set him up and end up getting him subsequently killed. Then chopping his arm off. Just a lot going on. There were some bookies that were trying to get hands on the diamond. They owed everybody. They ended up robbing the wrong bookie shop because no bets were on that day, so there was no money in there. They got locked in. Their driver couldn't park anywhere and ended up wrecking into everything, so that was fun. But yeah, no, honestly, great film. Like I said, it reminded me a lot of a Tarantino movie, a lot of different vantage points. All-star cast. You had Brad Pitt, Jason Statham. You had Can't remember his name. We talked about him last time. He's the one in Gone in 60 Seconds that doesn't say anything until the end of the movie. He's in there. He's funny. And then there's a couple other guys that you could see that looking at them and looking at their face. But yeah, great film, a lot of fun, and it ended exactly how you wanted it to, which ended up being Jason Statham getting out of his rock in a hard place and having a good time. So I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. 2 thumbs up. Do recommend.
Recommended. So it was worth the $4 on Amazon.
Yeah, $3.89 on Prime.
So when I spun the wheel review last week, it landed on movie, animation, or cartoons, and I had to watch We're Back, a 1993 film. Do you know who was the executive producer on this film, Mark?
I do not.
Steven Spielberg was a executive producer on this film, and good thing it was like 12 cents less than Snatch was on Amazon Prime, because I think I texted you when I was watching it. I said, I don't know if I can finish this. Like, this is just terrible. Obviously, the main character, dinosaur character, is Rex, voiced by our old pal John Goodman. Doesn't really sound like him. You can kind of catch glimpses of him, so he landed on a space time traveling ship that was headed up by this old man. I forgot his name. They made a bunch of cereal called like brain cereal, and they fed it to the dinosaurs, and that's how they were able to speak and talk and have personalities. So then he meets 3 friends on this ship. Elsa, or Eliza, I think her name was the pterodactyl. Dweeb was one of the dinosaurs. The green dude, I forgot honestly the Triceratops' name, but he loved eating hot dogs, so he would always be just stuffing hot dogs in his face. So then they travel to the future, kind of, or present day New York City. They run into Lou, this little kid, and he makes friends of the dinosaurs. And then they meet this chick who ends up becoming his girlfriend, and I forgot her name, but she's very proper and well mannered. They eventually find themselves in a circus, almost like a freak show kind of circus. They run into a clown named Stubbs. They kind of all help each other out. But it's run by the old man who's running this spaceship, Professor Screw Eye, excuse me. He is a screwball, though. Professor Screw Eye's circus. And then they sign a contract in blood that basically ties them up for about, it was like a 10-year contract. And then the dinosaurs are like, no, we'll take this weird mystical pill that'll turn us back into monsters. And then it released the kids from their contract, so he could feature the dinosaurs in the circus. And then the old man who was in the spaceship, he had this wishing radio where he could hear little kids' wishes, and apparently the little girl wished that no harm would come to anybody. So then the spaceship lands in the circus, and everyone's freed, and everyone's having a good time. And then the older brother was like, hey, do you want to drop your ways and come with us? He goes, never. And so he still remains a screwball to this day. So he did not want to change his ways. And then everyone it turns out everyone just went their old separate ways. The kid befriended some dinosaurs, and it didn't really show if the dinosaurs went back to prehistoric times, but then it showed Rex back to his golf game where he introduced himself to a bird and told him this story. And apparently he was golfing in Central Park in New York City still. So maybe he remains in New York City to this day. Didn't really tie up those ends or anything, but it was like $3.76 on Amazon. I would not recommend spending that $4. Unless you want to reminisce. I turned it on, and then it brought me back literally to like 1993. We talked about we had it on the VHS, the white case. But then I heard this song, Mark. And then I heard this song, and I kind of got back into the movie.
I'm not hearing it.
Yeah. So when I heard that, Mark, I was like, hell yeah, we're jamming now. And then, after that, and you could kind of hear John Goodman's voice in that. It brought me back to Blues Brothers 2000 when John Goodman was singing in that. But so yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it. That was a good song, but I don't think it really held up.
Yeah, hey, maybe it'd be better if you were 6 again watching it.
Yeah, maybe if the professor picked me up in a time traveling spaceship and brought me back, maybe that would work. But I mean, if you want to reminisce and show your kids, maybe like, hey, this is the movies that were around during our time. But yeah, We're Back should stay back. Stay back.
Stay back in the 90s.
Yeah, it was hard to watch, but yeah, that song kind of got me back into it because they were like walking in a parade. Everyone thought they were like robotic dinosaurs, and all the kids on the side of the street were like, I wish they were real. And then
Right. I
I
forgot about that part.
yeah, and then Rex was like, screw this, and then just broke out into song. So there you go. That was We're Back, 1993 film. Maybe not one of Spielberg's finest.
You know what though? That Spielberg thing does make sense because wasn't it at the end where all those crows pretty much ate Dr. Screw Eye and just left the screw rolling around?
Yeah,
That's some Spielberg shit right there.
yeah. So we forgot to also we didn't preface this entire segment by saying spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen these movies, I mean, again, mine came out in '93, so if you haven't seen that, good for you. But yeah,
fair enough.
Snatch, I do recommend as well. So
yeah, great movie. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it reminded me of a Tarantino movie, and I loved how all those stories just ended up connecting exactly when you wanted them to. So yeah, good stuff.
There you go. All right. Well, it is about that time where we dive into the wheel review. So we'll be spinning a wheel here to see what we're going to be watching for next week's program. And I don't remember who spun first next week. So Mark, why don't you spin first?
Sounds good. Let's get at it. Hit that.
Will Mark get a TV show? No, he won't.
Nope.
We're still 0 for 4 on getting TV shows.
This does not want me to have it.
So we'll see what genre now Mark gets here. Again, the genre names: cartoon, action, comedy, horror, sports, and Marvel madness. Here we go for the genre spin. Oh. That's like almost right in the middle, but it is horror.
There it is.
I believe Mark's favorite genre, so we will see what we got here. Did we take off? Yeah, we took off the other ones. All right, good. So here we go. See what movie Mark has to watch for next week. All right.
The Devil Inside.
All right. I will say one of maybe in my top 10. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe in my top 10 right there. So,
give me some help here. Am I watching that in the middle of the day or
as close as to like 1:30 in the morning as you can? That's what I would recommend. No lights at all besides the screen. Yeah.
Got it. So I won't sleep for a couple of days, and I will thank you for that.
Yeah, and no kids, no wife, no nothing with you at all either. So
no one to reach for in the middle of the night when I wake up scared.
No. All right, I guess it's my turn. I've kind of got a healthy mix of. Maybe I've only got one TV show, but let's see what another TV show. All right.
The wheel likes you better.
I mean, I've almost had like every other week has been either movie or TV show.
Yeah. And me, when I get movies, it's either action or cartoon. This week.
All right. So we got the genres here for TV: comedy, cartoon, drama, miniseries, and superhero. So here we go with the TV genres. Drama, so that's new.
See what we got here.
Crowd likes it. Did I open? I opened the wrong one. 1 second. All right, so we got a lot of dramas. I did not realize all of these shows were on here.
Good for us.
Yeah, whoever put this wheel together, good for our thing. I will say though, if it lands on Band of Brothers, I'll respin because I think that's more of a mini series, so that might be in the wrong category because there's no like seasons or anything. So
right, only 10 episodes. I agree.
So here we go. All right, White Collar. Have you seen any of the show, by the way?
I have not.
All right, so now since we're on TV, we're gonna say how many episodes. And if you remember, a couple weeks ago when I had to watch Hawkeye, it was the pilot. I ended up watching all of them. I mean, there was only 6 episodes, so it wasn't too long. So we will see. So we got the pilot, 5 episodes. So if it's 5 episodes, basically the first 5 episodes, or co-host choice, which will be interesting if it lands on that. So here we go.
Especially because I've never seen this.
I think it's like 8 seasons, if I'm not. And there you go.
There it is.
All right. So this is a first. We have not landed on a co-host choice. So I don't know what you want to do.
History has been made, folks. I say get a good feel for it. Get 5 episodes in, including the pilot.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. I'm looking it up right now because, to be honest with you, I watched this when it was like live, like new episodes are coming on each week. I think it was a USA show. Really good show. So there's 6 seasons total, by the way, for White Collar. Based on what I've seen in the past, Mark, I will say I definitely recommend this show. It is a very, very well put together show. The cast is incredible. Matt Bomer is actually the star. If you've watched Magic Mike, you know who he is. He was he was actually in a couple seasons of American Horror Story as well. If you've ever watched that, so he's been around the block. I forgot the other co-lead in the show. I forgot his name, but if you've seen him, he's been in a bunch of stuff as well. Tiffany Amber Thiessen is actually the detective's wife, so she is in this show as well. I mean, just like you were talking about Snatch, a bunch of different character actors that you would notice. Again, can't remember their names or know their names, but you've just seen them in so many different things that you they're recognizable just by their face and maybe the way they act. So, but yeah, I mean, back when it was on, loved this show. I don't think I ever finished it. So this may turn in, with nothing else to do during the week anymore, Mark, this may turn into a binging session anyway.
Nice. I didn't realize. I just kind of read up on the outlining storyline. So that looks interesting. Guy, trying to elude the FBI, white collar crimes. Those are who knew they could be fun. So I'm looking forward to what your recommendation is on that. That's going to be exciting to hear.
There you go. All right. Before we get it out of here as well, do want to say I forgot to mention this last week. Now we got 3 new episodes of Alien Earth, which you can stream on Hulu. They're new every Tuesday on obviously Hulu or FX. I didn't know FX would be such good TV show creators. Ridley Scott is still a part of this franchise, so when it's a Ridley Scott production put together something, whatever, it's going to be good. So Timothy Olyphant is outstanding in this show. If you don't know who he is, Google him. He's been in so much stuff as well. I mean, the premise of this show is so different from like past Alien movies and stuff like that. It's really good. I got technically 3 reviews on our website right now, but
only 2 blocks to show for it because the premiere was a 2-episode premiere. So the first article will have those 2 episodes reviewed and recapped. And then last Tuesday's episode, which was titled Metamorphosis, that one is on our website, e5280sports.com. Again, spoilers ahead if you read them before you watch it. Again, right now, Mark, 3 episodes in, straight A's.
Nice. That's good to hear. It's good to hear that they're still running strong on that entire thing. I like hearing that.
Yeah, so very good show. Would highly recommend it. It is so good. If you don't have Hulu, it's part of my Disney. I will give you my Disney Plus password so you can watch it. But really good. We did get a message here earlier in the show. We said we would get to the questions at the end of the program. Let me pull it back up here, but it was a fantasy football question. We got a lot of fantasy football drafts here coming up soon, and it is tell me who I need to draft in fantasy football. Yours and Mark's top 10 first-round picks. Some of the names, some of them obviously you're not going to be able probably to get all of these. First name that came to mind, I don't know if it's because he's on the cover of Madden, whatever, but with Saquon Barkley, I know that. So it has been risky to draft running backs first in the past. I don't know if there's that stigma anymore, Mark. Maybe you can correct me. Drafting running backs first. By the way, are you the guy in a fantasy football draft who gets pissed when a quarterback is taken first, or you're like, hey man, good job? That was a good pick.
It depends. So here's the thing, right? So one of my leagues, we do a dynasty. So we have a reoccurring team, and we really only draft. So I typically don't care. Now, if I'm in a where you're drafting new every year kind of league, I don't panic or get pissed when somebody picks a quarterback, because it's you're still gonna draft how you're gonna draft. If you're worried about what other people's drafting, I feel like you didn't have a strong game plan coming in. And that's fine too. I mean, if you're there to drink beers and hang out, then mission accomplished. But you kind of got to stick to a game plan where I'm kind of a typical fantasy drafter where I'll try and get the running backs and the receivers out of the way first.
All right. I was just asking that because I think one year I drafted like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen first, and everyone was pissed. And I'm like, screw you, buddy. Like,
right.
Like, who cares? All right.
My thing is if you wanted him, you should have got him. I mean, and if the person has the first pick in the entire draft, nothing you're gonna do or say is gonna change who they're gonna pick anyway.
Yeah. The one thing I will say there, and we just got a message too, like, what about the Madden curse now? If you believe in the superstition that is the Madden curse, then maybe stay away from Saquon Barkley. He is jumping backwards over a dude in the cover of that, so take that for what you will. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson come to mind for receivers. Also, Derrick Henry. I mean, that guy's been bulldozing people for freaking 8 years now.
You got CD, you got Puka Nacua. To right off the top to give you a top 10. It's gonna sound cliche because obviously we're gonna give the names right off the rip. But yeah, Bijan's another one. I think he's going to be a decent pick.
Quarterbacks and quarterbacks kind of speak for themselves. Obviously, you have the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, Patrick Mahomes, those type of guys. I'm kind of down on Christian McCaffrey just because he's battled so many injuries. Is he really fallen to like a middle of the draft type guy now with all the injuries he's been going through?
I guess it also goes back to what kind of a drafter you are, because I typically would stay away from him for just in case, he goes down again. Last year I know I can't count how many people that I know that had him on their team and just screwed him because they based it, everything around that pick.
Yeah,
and then they traded that way too,
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it all kind of depends, and who's available. What's the wide receiver from Detroit? The Sun guy, Amon-Ra. He made a huge leap last year. A.J. Brown, is he still the top of his game? You look at tight ends, obviously, like George Kittle comes to mind with San Francisco, but he kind of fell off. I don't know if that had to do with, Brock Purdy was kind of in and out of the lineup last year. Will he be sustainable for an entire season? You mentioned Puka Nacua, kind of up Neighbors. There. Malik Neighbors, and then kind of the new guys. Like, is Derrick Henry going to get you? Is he going to get you offensive points? I mean, does your league keep defensive stats? Is it going to get you all around kind of numbers if he plays defense? I don't know. It probably all depends on how your league's set up. Haven't done defensive stats in a very long time besides, an all-around team defense. But
yeah. And the league, my main league that I'm in that has we're a dynasty team. We have defensive positions. So, I'm hanging on to my Fred Warners and quarterbacks are always big. So your safeties too. So, I mean, those, when you put in defensive players as well, that broadens the draft. And it's more interesting in a way that, when quarterbacks when certain quarterbacks go or running backs go, it's like you're going to have to make up for some points. So, wouldn't it be a bad idea to pick up, some decent defensive ends, and safeties. And you're talking about guys who you want to have a lot of tackles. That's how you get your points defensively. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe who's kind of snuck up there in the quarterback. Maybe you look at a guy like Jaden Daniels for Washington, Rookie of the Year last year. Maybe he's climbing up the list. Bo Nix, is he climbing up any list? Baker kind of jumped up some list with his play in Tampa Bay last year. I mean, Joe Burrow is going to throw for freaking 9,000 yards again, maybe. So maybe he's atop of some people's list, especially with the guys he's throwing to. Again, Brock Purdy, maybe near the end. Where's Jared Goff go? Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, Dak Prescott. Where does he go? That's kind of where we're
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers on the new Steelers team with everything with DK and everything that they've added. Yeah. I mean, that's a potential blowout.
I mean, just don't sneak a cordless headphone in his ear because it will miss with his brain wavelengths. So, did you hear that, by the way? He said he only wears wired headphones because the Bluetooth function and everything messes with your brain. So,
he's always been a little odd.
So does the shrooms that he does. So,
well, that's the ayahuasca speaking to him. I don't know. He's always been an odd duck, though, and I will admit that. But
hey, man, like I said, I didn't really like him until I watched the Hard Knocks with the Jets, and it kind of flipped my opinion on. He'd be cool to hang out with. We kind of mentioned running backs. Bijan Robinson made a jump last year with Atlanta. Jahmyr Gibbs as a rookie last year. We mentioned Derrick Henry. Where does Alshon Jeanty go with the Las Vegas Raiders? He might be a maybe second tier type running back if you're looking at it. Jonathan Taylor, where does he come back from injuries with Indiana?
Josh Jacobs had a hell of a year for us last year. Always a great pickup there.
Yeah. And then we kind of mentioned wide receivers, obviously Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, maybe CeeDee Lamb, maybe your top three-tiered kind of wide receivers there. Malik Neighbors had a big year his rookie season last year with the New York Jets. Puka Nacua, I think we can all agree he came out of nowhere for the LA Rams and just had a terrific season. So that's what you kind of got to look at. Mike Evans, he's always been just a sturdy dude for Tampa Bay for so long. He might be
Terry in Washington.
Yeah, he might be a steal in this draft. We kind of mentioned tight ends. Brock Powers maybe made his case as a top-tier tight end with the Vegas Raiders. And, of course, you have George Kittle, Trey McBride jumping up a lot of lists for the Arizona Cardinals. It all depends on if a Call of Duty came out, and that keeps Kyler Murray satisfied. So we will see. We will see what all this happens. If you want to join fantasy football, by the way, we're going to be opening up our league here on E5280 Sports. Same thing as last year. First place, you'll win $100 grand prize. It's free to join, by the way. Second place will win a jersey of their choice. First place wins tickets to a game. So Colin, one of the hosts on Undrafted Uncensored, won the league last year. So he unfortunately went to the Rockies home opener this year, which whatever. I won second place, so I bought a whole bunch of WNBA jerseys myself, and then third place you will win $50. So there you go. So we were about to open up that league, so make sure you sign up for that league. We'll post it all over socials as well.
Perfect. I can't wait. I had a couple of injuries that just screwed me last year in that league, so I'm hoping for some revenge.
There you go. So that is going to do it for us here on the mark when on the mic here on e5280sports.com. Don't forget to go all of our socials, Facebook, X, Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well at 5280 Sports Radio. You can catch all these on-demand stuff, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. You can always leave a comment or text us. Thanks for all the comments and text today as well. If you want to be part of the wheel review as well, if you want to spin the wheel, give a movie, TV show review, you can jump in and do that as well. Our home base, e5280sports.com. You can find all of what we're talking about as well. So we want to thank everyone for listening. Mark, any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
No, that was fun. Please keep shooting messages. Give us any insights on any shows or movies. It's fun. It's fun to have you guys included. It's fun to talk with you guys. Always feel free to reach out. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'd love to do a listener pick as well for a movie or TV show as well. So keep that in mind as you are listening. But we're going to get on out of here. Go enjoy whatever you're going to watch. I'm not sure what's on. The Indiana Fever are sadly losing to the Minnesota Lynx right now. But, yeah, we'll be back next week for more On the Mark when on the mic right here, e5280sports.com. For Mark Sexton, I'm Michael Spillane. We will talk to you next week.